Pop Metal
All right, welcome back. It's Hop's Metal Show. It's One Click Hop.
2-click string.
Yeah, the clicker's been pretty good tonight.
Gotta go under the table. Or you
Well,
went
no,
above the
Al,
table. You went
last
up
two's
top
been
table.
on top.
On top, man.
This is gonna be what I guess for Anthony Gamble, our buddy
Yeah,
Anthony from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Wanted to hear some In This Moment horror. This is way back in the archives, I think.
Yeah, this one was way back in the day, but hey, we're finally getting to it.
Yeah, we talked about doing this one another time, and we just ran out of time.
Yeah, ran out of time on that one, but we got to it today.
So we figured we'd go ahead and hit it up. You know more. I don't really know anything about this band.
I love their earlier stuff. I've kind of grown away from them. They just keep getting more, I don't know.
They
I
seem
don't want to
pretty
say
theatrical.
commercial, but I don't know. It was just like I seen them back years ago at Mayhem, I think it was, and just, man, Maria, she killed it. But then I saw them just like a couple years ago. They opened up for Hell Yeah. And it was just like wardrobe change after wardrobe change, and it was just
Yeah, I
like
think they're pretty
they
theatrical.
sounded great. They did. They really sounded good. I'm not knocking their sound, but
And maybe I have heard
It's-
this song. It seems like I have. Now you said something, getting talked about the wardrobe change, because she's pretty easy on the eyes.
yeah, she's a beautiful woman. But I don't know. It's just the way that I don't know. It's just the whole. It's just not coming out and rocking your face off. It was more about looking pretty and having different changes. I don't know. It was more of a production, which that's fine. But it's like I was used to the old. And
Yeah.
it was a change, and it's not that change is bad, but it just I don't know. It was like the band would go off the side of the stage, and then they would play little intro music for the next song, and then it was like she would come out, and then the band would come back out, and it's.
Well, even Marilyn
it's a lot.
Manson's wardrobe stuff was that extravagant.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just it's all kind of around her now. It's not as much about the band. It's all about Maria, and I don't know. That's just the kind of vibe I got from that show. But still great sounding live. I'm not knocking that at all, but I don't know as much of the newer stuff as I do the older stuff.
All right.
And she does a killer job on Call Me Blondie cover. Really, really good. If you haven't heard that, you go check it out.
Yeah, I might have to check that out
It's
sometime.
pretty badass. Really good.
You want to just go ahead and roll fists and
Yep.
see what we get? Got the old trusty headphones, using strings laptop.
Here we go.
Motley Crue.
I'm the girl you're thinking about, the one thing you can live without. Yeah, I'm the girl you've been waiting for. I have you down on your knees, I love you begging for more. You probably thought I wouldn't get this far. You thought I'd end up in the back of a car. You probably thought that I'd never escape. I'd be around in a cage, I'd be enslaved to this place. You don't know how hard I fought to survive, waking up alone when I was left to die. And you don't know about this life I've led, all these roads I walk, all these stairs I climb. So how can this be? You're praying to me. There's a look in your eyes, I know just what that means. That I can be It's all becoming clear that all your choices that you placed on mine was a reflection of discovery. So maybe next time when you cast your stones from the shadows of the dark unknown, you will crawl from your hiding place and take a look in the mirror. See that's all that you're fine. So can this be? You're crying with me. There's a look in your eyes who knows just what that means. I can be your everything. I can be your heart. I am the time you created. I am the center. I am your heart. But let me tell you something, baby. You love me for everything you hate me for.
What'd you think?
How did that ever get by? That was freaking awesome.
You like that?
I like
I
that.
went for sure. I mean, she's
It's borderline.
too much.
Well,
borderline,
it's-
a little bit more than what you usually go for, obviously.
Screamy, but it's it's what I was telling you about. Whoever said it's maybe it's Shane. Whoever that is groove metal. That's what I would consider. That's catchy. I'm surprised I've never heard them. I mean, I'd heard one song, but I don't think it was nothing like that, and I liked it.
Their earlier albums, I don't know, they've always kind of had that, up and down vocal. There's definitely some heavier songs out there that she's got where she's more growly, and that's kind of what I enjoyed out of her when I saw her live, that heavier stuff. But the newer stuff is more along this line, and maybe a little bit softer, not really softer, that's not the right term for it, but it's a little different now than this, but it's still close to that.
Groovy, like, I don't really want to say it reminded me of Manson, but kind of like that whole, like, Dope Show, that kind of.
Well, and the video
Manson.
kind of puts you in that mindset.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest part of it.
And I think the dude that's in this, and put it in the comments below because I don't know much about the band, but Motionless in White. And I think that's the dude that's in Motionless in White. It looks like him anyway. I could be wrong.
That I
it
don't
could
know.
just be some random Joe that they got for the video. But
Well, like
if anybody knows, let me know.
Well, like I said, I'm glad that would come in because I don't. And it's like I've never heard of them. I mean, I've heard they've been around for a while,
Oh, yeah,
and I
they've
read
been
about
around
them
for
all
years.
the time. And I know y'all went and seen them, and I've heard Derek talk about them. Heard y'all talk about them, and why I never. I guess it just seemed like something that
Oh, I
that I wouldn't
would
enjoy.
not be probably too far off if I said they've been around for 10 years, maybe more.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know I've heard about them for a while. I don't know how many albums they're in.
God, they got at
you-
least 5. I don't know. It's like I didn't find out about them, and they've already had a couple albums out by the time I caught on to them. So, I mean, they've put out many albums since then.
And I might not. This might be the only song I like too, but I know I really like that song.
Yeah,
I thought that was a really good
Like I
song.
said, and they sound good live. I mean, the few times, well, I think twice is all I've seen them, but let's look up. I'm curious now too. So, 2005 formation, so well over 10 years then.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That would probably. I would put that on my playlist.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would call the playlist, but I would.
So
I
the
would listen to that again.
First album came out, Beautiful Tragedy came out in 2007, and then so they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums. One just came out. I didn't even know about the newest one, or maybe I'm assuming it's out because it's already got like a.
All right, so I'm going to make the challenge. Request me another In This Moment song that you think is their best song, because I want to hear another one. Because to see if it's something, I guess, comparison. Because I really enjoyed that song.
All right, so one of my favorite albums, I'm gonna throw this out there, Star-Crossed Wasteland. I think that's when I saw them on Mayhem. And I actually met them, and she was really cool then because they were, like I said, the Mayhem
They were
Fest.
just
You
starting,
could
bro.
go. Well, no, that was like fourth album, something like that. Yeah, that was their third album. So they'd been out for a while, and she was more, she wasn't all about the outfits and all that stuff. And then, maybe that's part of their gimmick now. I don't know, but they came out, and I had already bought their album. And I think I got a deal where you got a T-shirt and the CD together or whatever. But I went there and I was talking to the guy. They were getting ready to come out to sign stuff, and I asked the guy. I was like, "Look, I already bought the stuff. I pre-ordered it and got it." And I was like, "Can I get in line and get?" Because I think they wanted you to buy something there in order to get them signed it. And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Come on in through the line." And so I got in line. I got up there, and then one of the band members had a Monster drink or one of those energy drinks or something. I think Monster had sponsored it or whatever, and he knocked it over and spilled it on my booklet. And she was cool as hell. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll get you another book." So she went and opened up a CD, got me another book out, and sent it back through there, get everybody to sign it again.
Cool.
And so she was really cool. I've got nothing bad to say about them. It's just their concerts now is just a little changed, and I just didn't care for it. And I think I talked to somebody else locally that said kind of they were upset and disappointed with it too. But I know they got a lot of new fans, and maybe that's just their way because I kind of lost track of them there for a little bit. I think Blood was the last one, and I don't think I got Black Widow or Ritual. I know I didn't get Ritual, but
What'd you say this was on?
this one is on. Yeah, that's on Blood. So.
And that's 4 tracks in, so they're saying there's three songs on there that are better than that one. Mm-hmm. If you go by the old school way of looking at it, I don't know if anybody looks at it that way, but.
Well, I think Adrenalize, I really like that. That song I didn't care for as much when it first came out, but it grew on me. And then Horror, I like that song. And Blood, that was good. I think, for the most part, I think I liked almost everything on that album. But Star-Crossed Wasteland, that was probably one of my favorites because it's got Gun Show, Blazing was a good one. World in Flames, I think I was one of them I really liked on that one. I like that. That whole album was good. But The Promise, that was a good one because that's got, was that Adrian Patrick from Otherwise? That's a really good song there. You should check that one out too.
All right. Guess we're already going to wrap this
Rolling
one
into
up.
15 minutes, so.
Yep.
So
Thank
what-
you, Anthony.
Yes, thank you, Tony, Anthony, whichever.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Have you seen them? What's your thoughts on them? Do you share my thought on before and after? If you've seen them multiple times, early, later.
Or if you never seen them, what'd you think of them?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not bashing them at all. I just don't care for their newer performance. They sounded great. Just didn't care for the wardrobe changes. I was just when I go to a show, I want just a band to come out there and just rock your face off and just give it their all. Not that they didn't give it their all, but when you're spending 2 minutes in between each song,
Yeah, you
changing
kinda-
outfits.
well,
you
you
kind of
kinda
lose your
lose-
time, especially if you're on a festival or something.
Well,
you got a short, limited span of songs you can play in, and you're wasting basically a song.
Well, not only time, you're taking away from, you're already on that
You get that
rush,
high,
yeah.
that rush.
And
Yes,
then it's
there you
kind of
go.
like, boom, it stops.
Yeah,
And then you got to
build it up again. Yeah. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Do you like that kind of wardrobe change and a little bit of that break in between the songs? Do you just like to go balls out like I do and just want to in your face and just don't nonstop, just keep it going? So that's out there too. Just throw us something.
Yep.
Throw us something in the comments. Let us know what you.
Yeah, and like I said, we're not even going to go through the spiel. If nobody knows by now, we want subscribers and
Yeah,
likes and all that stuff.
We're not going to be a broken record on
Yeah.
that and waste too much time. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Check you next time.
Peace.